So I had her abilities is melee attack. So I had but when I have it as melee attack, it's doing this. Instead of just doing her melee, it's also activating my flight, and then it's also activating my this move for me, which I don't get why that is. Alright, so whatever, it just has it as a L2. I honestly don't get it. Telepathic illusion, I have no idea what that is. Alright, let's restore the defaults yet again. Alright, so the default says that this is L2. This is flight. And this is L2. Also, how's it both L2? This can't be the default. Having both of those be that doesn't make any sense. Alright. Telepathic illusion is set to L1. I wanted her melee, this is now melee. I don't want to have to press down on R3. So in order to counteract that, I set this as L1. I set this as R3. I set this as R1. And I had set this as L2, right? Well, when I do that, that's my L2. L1 does nothing instead of what I set it to. And now melee does all three of those abilities and then into melee. So that isn't how it's supposed to work. How it's supposed to work is this is just supposed to be my melee. The flight is Dark Ascent. So the flight should be being activated when I hit not R1, which is what it is doing. It should be R3, but when I try to press R3, it does nothing. It does not activate the flight. So, for some odd reason, how I had it before is on PlayStation. How I had it before was it was working, but now all of a sudden, just out of the blue, on what's today? July 17th. Now all of a sudden you can't use R3, your melee button, or L1 on this character. At least it's not letting me do it. So Cosmic Flames works fine. That's correct. Telekinesis Burst doesn't work when I press L1, even though that's what it's mapped to. So here's my theory. How about we do... Can I do that? It's not doing that. No matter what, it's fucked. Even when I reset it to the default, it's still fucked. It's mapping L2 twice. Look, check this out. Watch this. Go to Pheonix. Restore the default. Alright, now we're at the default. I'm going to use red dot. Watch this. Okay. Now check this out. L2 is now also the teleport. Why is that? Why is it that I have to cycle between Cosmic Flame and Telekinesis Burst on the same button? L1 should work, but it now doesn't. And then R1's my fly, and this is my melee. So every button is working, but now all of a sudden you can't put anything on L1. And because you can't do that, L2 now has to be bound twice. So that's both this and that. Why would I want that? How do I get rid of that setting? I'm not I'm not seeing that anywhere in here. It doesn't say hold to activate. Or just hold to activate. No. We don't need that. It's all mapped correctly, like I said. See? The change I made was from Dark Ascent to Melee, and you can't do that. It does not let you do that because it's mapping L2, Telekinesis Burst, and Telepathic Illusion. It's mapping both of those to L2 now. So, and there's nothing in here that tells you why it would be doing that. Here's my aim. My movement dead zone. So yeah, there's nothing in here that explains why that's happening. So the character for right now, I was gonna play her, but she's currently like unplayable because of that.